So today we're going to be talking about the Conjuration, Ice Shards, Blizzard, combo skill that we're using to clear high nightmare dungeons. I'll be explaining the build, the gear, the Paragon, and the engine behind it. First of all, we'll start with the first skill, the Blizzard. The Blizzard, we have two items directly and indirectly regarding Blizzard. The first one is the aspect, the Snow Guard. We have on the amulet, on the maximum roll, a 38% damage reduction whenever we cast Blizzard, and 3 seconds after we leave the Blizzard area. Our pants, we're using the unique pants called the Ice Heart Brace, which what it does is that every time you kill a frozen enemy, you have on a perfect roll a 20% chance that the frozen enemy will unleash a Frost Nova. What's special about this one is that if you have the Mystical Frost Nova node on your skills, it will also cast the Mystical Frost Nova, so everything will be vulnerable and they're also gonna be frozen. On top of this one, we also have the Ice Shards enchantment. What it does is every time you freeze an enemy, Ice Shards will begin shooting. The freeze from the Blizzard, the Ice Shards, the pants, you can clear low level content just using those. Let me show you. I'm just basically casting Blizzard right now. Things gets frozen, and you can see that we get to kill stuff even with Blizzard by itself. Let me see if we can get more mobs, more density. Cast Blizzard, Blizzard, Blizzard. You see those yellow text saying vulnerable? Those are thanks from the pants, which is casting the Mystical Frost Nova. About the other enchantment, the Frost Nova enchantment, what it does, we get a 30% lucky hit chance that your Conjuration skill will be casting the Frost Nova skill as well. Note also that Frost Nova will be the Mystical Frost Nova, which gives the vulnerability effect, as you can see on that short demonstration. Let me see if we can get more mobs again, and we can demonstrate more this enchantment. So we are loaded right now. Let me cast this lightning spear. There you go. Frost Nova, Frost Nova, Frost Nova, and they die thanks to our enchantment, the Frost Nova enchantment alone. So needless to say, without having to 100% rely on our Frost Nova, we can proc vulnerability thanks to the pants and thanks to the Frost Nova enchantment. Key passive, what it does is after the freeze expires, the mob explodes for 25% of the damage that you have dealt to them while they were frozen. And on the Paragon board, we also activated the Icefall Legendary. What it does is when you kill a frozen enemy, it grants you a barrier which corresponds to a certain percentage of your maximum life. What's important to note also is that we're using two items which adds more damage while we are on barrier. The first one is the Stormwell and the other one is the Conceited. The Stormwell, which we have on the gloves, adds 29% multiplicative damage to vulnerable enemies while you have a barrier, whereas the Conceited Ring adds up to 25% increased damage multiplicative whenever you have a barrier active. In our gear, we have a aspect which adds one additional Hydra. The Hydra will be our main source of damage. We have it in our offhand, and what's good about this build is that we're using two defensive hearts. The Brutal Heart, which is new to patch 1.1.1, which gives up to 35% damage reduction whenever you take an elemental damage. which is huge by the way, and also the Brutal Heart, which gives up to 20% damage reduction. So we're missing out on some few damage multipliers on the hearts, but everything is alright because the Barber Heart is overpowered. In our helmet we have the 4 ranks of extra Hydra skills, which adds more damage. You'd want cooldown reduction, some mana and armor on this one. And a defensive aspect, we have one, the Ever Living, which we take up to 25% less damage from vulnerable enemies. In our legendary chest piece, we have the Disobedience, which you get an extra armor. So we have 3 slots for the defensive, but we're skipping the pants since we're using the unique pants. On the gloves, optionally you can use Fist of Fate, which is nice as well, so you can get the immobilize lucky hit chance if you're not using a Binding Embers boots. I like this combo better actually, but you can use the normal legendary with the Binding Embers, but I'm experimenting on the Shared Misery combined with the Fist of Fate. My theory is that we get better crowd control using the Shared Misery combined it with the Fist of Fate. I have a level 97 dungeon open beside me, I think. Let me see if we can give you a short demonstration and tell you how the gameplay works on this character. Oh, by the way, one important thing is the Paragon board. The Paragon board, I have 2 defensive glyphs activated. I'll show you real quick. The Reinforced, you get 15% damage reduction while you have a barrier, and will always, well, most of the time we'll be having a barrier thanks to the Icefall legendary. Warding, what it does is you get damage reduction the less mana that you have. It's not 100% active, but we'll take it. By the way, on the other ring, we have the Umbral Ring, which gives us a 4 mana every time we crowd control, and we are always crowd controlling thanks to our Lightning Spear and the Fist of Fate. This is a level 97. Let me show you real quick how I usually play it. So I start with casting Blizzard on myself, and we have 3 seconds of uptime on damage reduction once I leave the Blizzard area. So I can cast it anywhere until my mana has enough to cast it. So I'm casting Blizzard only. See if the what do you call this? The ice shards should be able to clear the most of the trash without having to use our main damage dealer, the Hydra. As you can see, without using the Hydra, we were able to clear the trash mobs by themselves. Got some snakes. I'll cast my Hydra. Things are getting busy, so everything gets frozen. We're tanky. We have 2 legendary Paragon boards, which adds to our toughness, and we have 2 defensive hearts that we're using. So I can see that we have a elite coming up. I'll prepare. I'll cast Blizzard on myself. I'll cast my vulnerability and spam those dragons in top of this guy. Let me see if we can do it again. Let me just save this prisoner right here. Blizzard, I get the damage reduction. Blizzard, 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 Blizzard. It's getting a little bit busy. See, they die without even having using the Hydra. If that doesn't work, you can always go forward and use your Frost Nova. But I try to save it for the elites. We got some bad guys coming in. I'll put some Hydras in the front. Should be able to take care of them. And we're pretty safe at the backside. Nothing should be able to come close, thanks to our crowd control from the Fist of Fate, the Lightning Spear, and of course the Shared Misery from our boots. Let me see if we can get an elite to come in another time. This is without Hydra. This is a level 97 dungeon, and we're clearing them without using Hydra. I mean those trash mobs. Blizzard damage reduction, blizzard damage reduction. I check, there's nothing. Ah, it's an elite, so I'll just pop the Frost Nova, and those 5-headed guys should be able to take care of him. Amulet, ring, offhand, weapon. I have the control on my weapon. I sacrifice a little bit of control moving from the amulet towards the weapon, but I think it's pretty worth it. We are quite tanky. We are doing a demonstration on Nightmare level 97, and we're doing okay. We're not getting one hit by anything. Our skills are pretty okay. Damage is good. We are able to mitigate most of the items, the monsters, and we have an elite guy coming in. I get CC'd. I'm going forward. I'm gonna put the 5-headed dragons on top of him. Should be able to take care of him. Yes. Alright. To finish it off, let me just show you the Paragon board and call it a video. First board will be Control. Second board, Frigid Fate, and we're using Conjurer. Third board, Icefall, you need to activate, and we're using Elementalist. Next board is Enchantment Master. We have Reinforced. The Ceaseless Conduit, and we're using Destruction. Searing Heat, and we are using Warding. And we activated Burning Instinct, which gives a lot of burning damage to our Hydra. As for the skills, the rest of the skills, nothing special about the basic. We're not equipping them, we're not using them, but you have to put 2 points. I have 5 hard points on Ice Shards and Enhanced Ice Shards. You don't have to put anything on the destructive. They're of no use, so don't put anything on those. Next, in the defensive, Shimmering Flame Shield for the heal, and Teleport, 30% damage reduction, the Shimmering as well. Ice Armor, I should take it off. Frost Nova with the Vulnerable, the Mystical Frost Nova, as discussed earlier. Pour maximum points into Hydra. Don't forget, it has to be the summoned Hydra, which is OP. It deals 12% of the maximum HP of the mob. So that's very important. Just 1 point into Lightning Spear. Make sure you go all the way to the Invoke Lightning Spear for the stun effect. 3 points into Mana Shield. 1 point to get to there. And I only put mana 1 point into Protection, since the berry amount is trivial. Cold Front to apply more chill. This makes the blizzard freeze the enemies much faster, and increased barrier duration. 1 point into Blizzard. I added the Mage Blizzard, which adds 4 seconds to the Blizzard. On my amulet, I got a +3 to Hoarfrost. You have to put 3 points on this one. It adds universal damage up to 36% if you have 6 points to frozen enemies. It doesn't have to be ice. The what do you call this? The Hydra damage will be taking advantage of the increased damage towards the Hoarfrost passive. And Endless Fire, which adds more burning damage. Optionally, if you go to the boss, you can remove Shatter and you can put Combustion. And if you want to trim your 9-second boss fight into like a 5-6 second, it's up to you, but not necessary. You just can simply keep it with the Shatter passive. And that's it for the build. If there's gonna be changes, hopefully this covers most of the items. If there's gonna be any changes, I'll just update with a probably new video, but for the most part it's so. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna be linking this video if anyone's gonna be asking about the build, which I'll be posting a few T100 videos. By the way, I got a couple T100 videos, including some butcher kills, if you want to see those. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.